Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思吃都还难
It's just complicated so much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei and joining me today is Tony Reed in the studio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And Fei Fei, it's a pleasure to be here, as usual.
Hello, Tony, and I have a question for you, Tony.
Yeah?
Have you ever gotten lost in a new city?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I get lost in the same city, actually.
Still in Beijing?
Still in Beijing. Well, just not, lost in the sense that I don't know where a certain location, for example, if I get a text message that tells me that my package is in this such and such locker, right? I need to ask for directions, like where is this place? So I think this happens more often than I would like it to.
So this episode will be very helpful in this scenario.
Hopefully, yes.
We are going to cover a lot of expressions and words that can be used to ask directions.
Cool.
问路
Wen lu, I think
Yes.
this is directions, right?
问路 is ask for
Wen
directions.
is ask. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And first of all, we have a small dialogue prepared.
请问人民公园怎么走？
顺着这条马路一直走，走到下个路口，再往东走100米，右手边就是人民公园。公园对面还有一家银行。
谢谢。顺便问一下，进公园需要买门票吗？
不用，但如果你想划船的话，还需要额外付钱。
So Tony, what do you feel about the dialogue? Are you challenged by it?
Yeah, there are a few words, as usual, that I'm not familiar with. So, yeah, I think I can, work on them and try to see if I can get them or nail them.
Okay, sentence by sentence. The first one, 请问人民公园怎么走?
So, this is pretty much saying, excuse me, do you know how to get to the People's Park? Yeah? All right, so 请问, I think this is what you say want to address someone that you don't know.
Yes, sort of like excuse me in English.
Okay. So not the 不好意思, not this excuse me. This is more of a like you're interrupting somebody that you don't know.
请 means please.
Yeah.
问 is ask.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it's a polite way of saying I have a question for you.
Oh.
And 不好意思, I think we can also use 不好意思 in this case as well.
Okay. Yeah. Learn a new word there. 请问人民, this is people. Yeah. And then 公园, this is a park.
Yes, 人民公园.
So that's People's Park. 怎么, I think this is like how.
Yes.
Right? And then 走, I think this is like to do, isn't it?
走 is walk.
Or walk.
Walk.
Yeah.
So in Chinese, it says the location and how to walk to that location.
Okay, how
But
walk. Okay.
The 走 here doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to walk to that place. The 走 is an easier way of saying to go to that place. It can be referring to walk, walking to that place, or you can also take a bus or a taxi or ride a bike. It depends. You're just basically saying how to go to that place with the word 走.
Cool. Okay, that's simple. I feel like there's a more congested way to ask for directions, but this seems to be really straight and to the point.
Yeah, it's the simplest way of asking for directions.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then we have the second sentence, which is introducing how to get there.
Okay.
And I think it's a little complicated. I'll read it really slow. 顺着这条马路一直走，走到下个路口，再往东走100米， 右手边就是人民公园。
So that's pretty much go down this street, and when you get to the intersection, walk 100 meters east. The People's Park will be on the right side of the road. So yeah, little long sentence there, but 顺着, right?
Yes.
This means like along,
Yes.
right? And then je tiao. I think this je and tiao, like je is this, and then tiao is kind of a one of those
word?
quantity words,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then ma lu. I know lu is like road.
马路 is also road.
Okay, so this is the longer form of...
Yeah, they're interchangeable.
Okay, okay, so ma lu is road. So I guess go along this road. 一直.
一直.
一直. I think this is straight, right?
Go straight.
Oh, so 走 is walk, right? So then 一直走. So this is walk straight. And then 走到. I think this is also indicating like that you're going to continue to walk, right? And then 下个路口. So 下 means next.
Next, yes.
So the next, and 个 is kind of another
measure word here.
word. So 下 is next. 路口. 路口 is like intersection or junction.
Yes.
And then 在 is like at, and then 往东. So this is like in the direction, right? And then dong is east. Yeah?
Yes.
So 走 again, and I think this is walk again, right?
Yes, walk again.
And then 100, I think that's 100. And then mi, I think that's the meters, right?
Meters, yes. Well, I have a question for you here. I have to interrupt here. If someone tells you to walk east, does that make sense to you? Do you know where east is? And, you know.
Actually, I hate when people tell me to walk south, walk north, walk east, because I don't have a compass on hand, and I think most of us don't really navigate in that way.
Yeah.
It's normally go straight, go left, go right, because it's something that we can see.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of people, I think, struggles with the concept of going east or west or south.
Of course.
I think it's a very northern Chinese way of giving directions.
Really?
Yeah, because in Beijing, the roads and streets are pretty straightforward. For the ones going from your left-hand side to your right-hand side, most of the time they're going from the east to the west.
Okay.
And then if the road is going from towards in the front of you and then going behind you, that's most of the case is going from the north to the south. So in Beijing, the streets are very, very straightforward and it's easy just to looking at the road and you know where the east is. But I guess...
I never thought about that. You're right.
Yeah, that's how Beijing is designed.
Yeah, that's kind of cool because we live next to a really big street. And that street takes you literally all the way through the entire city. And it's just from east to west.
Yes, straightforward.
So it's as long as you're near that road, you can kind of use that to kind of navigate the directions as well.
But if you went to another city, for example, in Shanghai, I don't think the roads system there is reliable of telling you where the east is. And I think
have to follow the sun there.
But people from Shanghai or Guangzhou also have the same problem of why people in Beijing are giving directions in east and west. I don't know where east is. Please tell me, go to left or right.
Yeah.
Which is 左, left, right, 右.
Right.
Yeah, and that I think is a little reminder for me as well when giving out directions. Remember not to tell people, especially not local to Beijing, to go east.
Yeah.
往东走.
往东走.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we were at 往东走100米, so 100 meters. And then 右手, right?
Yes.
This is right hand. And then 边就是. So 边 is like side.
Yeah, 右手边 is
右手边, so this is altogether right hand side.
Yes.
And then 就是, I think 是 is normally just is, right?
Yes.
What is this 就 stuff?
就是 is like will be.
Okay. 就是 is will be. 人民 this is people, and then 公园 is park.
Yeah, 人民公园 is you can find a 人民公园 basically in a lot of cities in China. There is a famous 人民公园 in Shanghai, and I think in other cities as well.
Okay, it had the same name.
Yeah, they have the same name, 人民公园.
Interesting. All right.
And then we have the next one, 公园对面还有一家银行.
So there's also a bank opposite of the park. So 公园, of course, is park. 对面, I believe that this is the opposite side. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then 还有, I think that's still have.
还 here, it means sort of also.
Or still.
Yes, there's also 还有, sort of giving another reference to the places that they want to go, the destinations.
Okay. And then yo is, in this case, is still have or exist, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And then 一家, so I think that's also a quantity, like one, 一 is one. And then 家, I think is a type of measure word for parks, I guess, or?
In this case, it's for 银行, the bank.
Okay. And then, yeah, 银行, as you mentioned, means bank.
Yes. And then we have 谢谢. 顺便问一下, 进公园需要买门票吗?
So that's, thank you. By the way, do I need to buy a ticket to enter the park? And obviously, 谢谢 is thank you.
Yeah.
The next one was new. This is the 顺便问一下.
Yeah.
I think this is an expression that you kind of have to say together, right?
Yes, that means by the way.
And by the way, right. 进公园. I thought that 进 means near.
That's another jin. It's written differently. It pronounced the same, but it's meaning near. Yes, jin.
Okay, so in this case, this 进 means enter. And then 公园, of course, is park. So enter park. 需要 means need. 买, this is buy. And then 门票, this is ticket.
Yeah.
And then ma, so it's
The
asking
question.
enter park, need, buy ticket.
Yeah. Well, that sounds different English. And then 不用, 但如果你想划船的话，还需要额外付钱。
So this is no, but if you want to go rowing, you need to pay for it. So 不用 means no, 不 is no, 用 is like use. So no, there's no need to do that.
Yeah.
但 is a short form of 但是, right?
Yes.
So, but.
Excellent.
So, and then 如果 is if, and then 你 is of course you. 想 here is like want, and then we have this 划船. I think that's like rowing a boat.
Yes.
So the 划, I forgot what that meant.
It's together a compound
with 想.
phrase with 如果的话,
Okay.
and you put your if sentence in between. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So then that just kind of goes with 如果 if you want to do this, 的话. And then 还 means like, I think that means still, right? 需要, that means need. And then 额外. 额外, this is additional. And then 付钱, I think that's like pay.
Pay the money. 付 is like pay, and 钱 is the money.
Okay.
You need to pay some money for rowing a boat. Well, is it common for like a park in the US to have that you are able to row a boat in the middle of the lake?
If you bring your own in,
Your own boat?
yes, then maybe it may not cost, but most people when they go somewhere, they don't. So you have to, of course, use their equipment. And so then, of course, you have to pay for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is in China, of course. A lot of the parks, they have a really big lake in the middle of the park, and then you can row a boat, which I think is very different from what you had in mind. The boats are normally shaped as a duck. It's really cute.
Yeah. And some of them are like, I'm not sure if they're electric or something. But
some of them are electric.
Yeah, and they kind of go kind of slowly through the water, which is kind of nice. Yeah, back home it's different. I mean, of course, most of these parks that have water, you have to pay a little bit of money to get into the park. But if you have your own boat, then...
Drag your boat.
Yeah, if you have a truck and you can bring your own boat in, then you don't need to pay anything additional to ride it. So it's different. I didn't see too many places back home that had these kind of boats that they have here in China. Yeah, so most people, it's kind of a luxury to be on a boat back at home.
But here in China, I think it's really common to go to a park and row a boat, especially during warmer seasons like the spring or the summers. 去公园划船 is like the regular activity for people, especially with children, to do in summertime.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the dialogue's been talking about. And do you have more questions?
Nope, not at this time. I think we can go ahead and give it a shot.
Do you want to start off with 8?
Sure. 请问人民公园怎么走？
顺着这条马路一直走，走到下个路口，再往东走100米，右手边就是人民公园。公园对面还有一家银行。
谢谢。顺便问一下，进公园需要买门票吗？
不用，但如果你想划船的话，还需要额外付钱。You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Fei Fei and Tony Reid. We would love to hear from you and send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. And for more fun Chinese learning, you can also follow us on Facebook by Learn Chinese to watch many fun videos and live streams. And coming up next, let's learn more about directions. 怎么问路呢? Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei and joined by Tony Reid in the studio. So Tony, we talked a little bit about asking for directions and also how to give that directions in Chinese.
Right.
But I think it's a very complicated topic if you think about it. There's so much that we can cover.
Yes.
Like the locations and how to giving out the directions. And I think in that dialogue, go down that street, turn east, and go to that intersections. It's really complicated. It takes a lot of time.
There's a whole lesson, at least when I'm teaching English, like how to get people to learn directions. And there's no way that people are going to get it all in the first time.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's just, the verbiage is just... Yeah, there's too much.
But at least I think we can start off with asking for directions.
Okay.
That would be, I think, helpful for many, many people when they're traveling to China, probably in some day in the future, or they are traveling in China.
Or just Chinese people are around where they are asking for help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know people have... map on their phone nowadays, and sometimes it's easier to navigate on that map, but still you will get lost.
Of course, there's always shortcomings with that, and it's just better to be able to engage with people. I think it's always better.
So the first thing I think is very important is the word 一直.
一直.
Yeah, like in the dialogue, the person talked about 一直走.
What about 左转?
左转.
Yeah, what is that?
That means turn left.
左转. And then 右转 means turn right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
go straight.
Go straight means 一直.
Yes, 一直走.
一直走.
Yeah, but 一直 can also mean always. Like I've always been studying. 我一直在学习.
What about 直走?
直走. Yeah, 直走 means go straight.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was trying to say the first time. Because when I'm in the taxi, they just say 直走.
直走, yes.
Yeah.
Go straight, which means go straight.
Yeah,
go straight
yeah,
ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So 直走 works as well.
Yes, and I think it's easier than 一直走.
Yeah, I think so.
You will be confused
A little
with when you are saying 我一直在做作业. I'm always doing my homework with 一直走, go straight.
Okay, then this what we're talking about here, the 一直 not only means go straight, it means always, huh?
Yes, always.
So 我一直在学习中文. So I always study 中文. So this is something that's currently happening, right?
Yeah,
because of the 在.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But I think when giving out directions, you can put a little compound here with 一直 and something 到. 到 is like until. Like you can 一直走到路口. You can go straight until you reach that intersection.
Okay.
And that will, I think, give people an idea. It's not like walking down that street all the time and without knowing when to stop.
Right.
Yeah, so 一直 something in between 到.
到 almost implies like arrived.
Yeah, arrived and reached.
Because when we say 我到了, that means I've arrived.
I've
yeah.
arrived.
Okay.
And another one is 往.
王?
往.
Oh, Wang.
往 with a G in the end.
That's not king, right?
King is 王, is the second tone. 往 is the third tone.
Okay.
So 往 means towards.
Towards.
Yeah, which is really, really common in spoken Chinese. 往东走.
往东走.
Walk towards east.
Can we also say 对? Like in a certain direction.
Like facing.
Okay.
Facing towards.
Okay.
面对.
面对. So 对 can be used for direction.
Yeah, yeah, like 对面.
对面.
对面, like the opposite side.
Yes. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So 对面 is sometimes you can use 对. 对, which basically means that you are facing that place or on the opposite side of that place. It's very specific. But 往 is more general, that you can 往前走, going forward.
Okay.
Or 往左走, going left. 往 is basically giving you the directions and the destinations of the place. And it's pretty frequently used.
Okay. So 往 towards. How do we use that in a sentence? Let's see. So 一直往前走. So go straight. And then 往左拐. So, I mean, we don't need to use this towards. We could just say 左转.
左转 also means turn left. 往左拐 is very colloquial. 往左拐 is the northern dialect way of saying turn left.
Okay.
You can hear that all the time in Beijing.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard this 拐 before.
拐means turn. You have,
And I was taught to say 转, but they understand obviously when I say, 右转.
Yeah, of course. It's like standard way of saying turn to a certain direction. But 拐 is very northern way of saying it.
Okay, got it.
So with a few phrases and words helping us, we can also cover a little bit about the things that people can use when asking for directions, like essential places that you probably need when going to a new city, like the park that we talked about, 公园.
人民公园.
Yes, 人民公园. And
how do you say when do I turn left or when do I stop?
什么时候?
什么时候?
Turn left, 左转.
Oh, 什么时候左转? Oh, that's easy. And then 什么时候到了吗?
什么时候停下 is the way of saying stop. 停下. Or when, for example, the person tells you you can go straight and you want to know when to stop. And then you can ask them 到哪儿停? 到 is like reach.
Yeah,
到哪儿?
哪儿? That's it?
Yeah,
到哪儿?
到哪儿? You need to give a stopping place of me going straight. I can't go straight all the time. And then you can ask 到哪儿?
Okay.
Yeah.
Really straightforward.
And it's like to where?
To where?
Yeah, like please go forward. To where? 到哪儿? And then they probably will tell you to that intersection. 到那个路口. And then you will know the place.
路口.
路口.
This 路口, this is... Oh, I remember. That was part of our conversation. 路口, give me a second here, means like intersection.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And another way of referring to that intersection, you can also say 红绿灯.
红绿灯?
红绿灯.
红绿灯.
灯.
灯.
Is the traffic light.
Oh, like a light.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
灯.
it's more obvious when,
Okay.
when you're lost. 红绿灯, 红 is red. 绿 green, 灯 light.
Oh, red light, red, green, what is it?
Red, green light.
Okay.
红绿灯.
红绿灯. 明白.
Yeah. So maybe giving directions by referring to 红绿灯 is an easier way of telling the destinations, I guess. It's obvious.
Okay.
And then when going to a new city, you probably need a few essential places you have to keep in mind, like, for example, hospital, which is 医院.
Oh, 医院.
医院, you probably sometimes.
How do you say town?
Town.
Yeah.
Like in a little town.
Yeah.
小镇.
小镇.
镇.
Oh.
镇 is town.
Maybe city is better. How do you say city?
城市.
城市. So 这城市的医院哪里?
Yeah, you can just say 医院在哪?
Oh, that's easier.
Yeah, that's
医
easier.
院在哪里?
Yeah. Or sometimes you can ask the question as where is the nearest hospital?
Okay.
最近的 is nearest.
最近的. 最近 is recently.
Yeah, yeah. 最近 also means recently.
What? It
But-
also means nearest?
Yeah, 最近的.
最近
It
的,
also
so the
has
most
the-
recent, the most recent hospital.
Yeah. Well, but the meanings are quite similar if you think about it.
Is it really? I mean, recent is something that's the closest in reference to time.
And also in direction as well.
Really?
最近的医院在哪? Where is the nearest
最近
hospital?
的医院在哪儿?
Yeah, yeah. Then
Interesting.
that means you're asking for the closest hospital in distance.
Wow.
So 最近的 can referring to both in time and in direction. 最近的.
Wow. Okay. Learned another new one today.
Yes, and also when you are traveling in cities, most of the time you are not going to get to all of your destinations by simply walking.
Right.
And you probably want to get a bus or a subway. And in that case, you can ask 怎么坐公交?
怎么坐? So how walk? 公交.
公交. Yeah.
Transportation?
公交 is bus.
Oh, bus.
怎么坐公交去公园? How can I get to the park by bus? Yeah.
All right.
And then they'll tell you which bus you are going to take to go to that destination.
好嘞.
And that's a few, I think, useful questions for our listeners out there that they can use when they want to ask for directions. 问路. in Chinese?
温路.
I think that's some of the useful tips, languages and sentences.
Yeah, I would say they're pretty useful.
Yeah.
I think I've learned quite a few words. I know 清文 is probably the best way to start. And then 左转 and 右转.
Yeah.
And then 直走.
直走, go forward.
Right? I think these are really important, especially if you're in a taxi or something.
Yeah.
And
yes, sometimes in China, you need to tell the taxi driver when you are reaching to your destination how to get there, right?
And then also when you want to get off, you can say 我们到了.
Yeah, 到了
这里下.
Yeah, we'll get off here. 这里下.
这里下.
Excellent, Tony.
Well, these are survival words, so I know the survival.
And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei with Tony Reid here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column Shows and Podcasts. You can listen to the show and read the script there.
Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Apple, Google, Stitcher, and much more. Just search for Takeaway Chinese. If you like us, please leave us a rating and follow the show.
And we'll see you in the next one.
再见.